Bankstown ground, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is a Baron, IFR, Bankstown to Bankstown, 3 POB, taxis Kilo, receive Foxtrot request taxi noise clearance.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, taxi the run-up A report ready from there with Buzz Airways.
Taxi run-up A, Wilco, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Bank test first.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, got your airways when you're ready.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, go ahead.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is cleared to Bankstown via Richmond, Bankstown Nano departure, climb via the SID 3000, squawk 3661.
Clear to Bankstown via Richmond, Bankstown 9 departure, climb via SID 3000, squawk 3661, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Controls to check doors and windows, so how do we feel about this?
It just, when you increase RPM, water comes from somewhere here.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, I've flown it in the rain before and nothing came in, so it may be there was just some water in the track there, and it's just come through. So we'll have to see how we go.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, Sydney wants to get you moving as quick as possible. Are you ready?
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is ready. We'll go to town now.
Roger.
And back to the tower, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, holding point Alpha 1 ready.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, report passing 1,500, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, and we'll go Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Okay, lights on, heat's on, parking brake released, clear right, clear left. And the wind. Okay, airspeed for 5, nice. E, not checked. Brakes. Positive rate. Gear up. And the flaps gear up. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is passing 1,500.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, contact any departures 118.4.
Departures on 1184, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. City departures, Whiskey Foxtrot Echoes, Bankstown 9 departure, passing 1,800 for 3,000.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, departures identified.
Okay, so we want to be 25 for the climb. Sure cow flaps are open, gear and flap are up. List.
28, wind 190. 7 knots, QNH 1014, hectopascals, temperature 18, cloud overcast, 100 feet, visibility 10 kilometers, rainfall last 10 minutes, nil. Richmond terminal information, Zulu.
Blue.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, clear direct to Richmond.
Clear direct Richmond, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Yeah, that looks right.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, radar vectors for the ILS will not be available. You can expect to conduct a full approach from overhead Richmond within the CTF.
Copy that, thanks, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Okay, so we need to think about what that means. He's going to take me to Richmond, and then we're going to do the full procedure. What that actually means then is the procedure we're doing is the Richmond initial approach fix, Barrow 260, load, see the full procedure. Now we can zoom in to see if that makes sense. So we're going to go Richmond, and then we're going to do the full procedure.
I never done that in real life. Only in a sim.
Yeah, yeah, I've never had to do it in real life either, so it's the first time. Here we go.
Foxtrot Echo, you'll be OCTA in about 2 miles. Your control service terminates. There's no observed traffic within the Richmond CTAF. You can contact now 135.5 and call me again, ops normal time on the hour or on departure. Identification terminates.
Copy, over to CTAF now, 1355 and ops normal on the hour, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. It's good. So we'll get gear and flap out now.
13525, Q-Link 11, g'day.
See ya.
Green, no red. Flap is set. On the final approach course now. 75's the track. Hasn't switched over yet, so let's just get a CDI.
23, there's an IFR Baron doing instrument training in the Richmond CTAF. He's on a 7-mile final, the runway 28 ILS. So expect
one dot high.
south of the field.
It's us. 1 dot high, we've got gear and flap.
United 956, climbing flight level 280.
Equaliser is captured. Glide slope waiting to go. Glide slope screen, it's captured. Back off the power now. And Pebra is 1640. 40. Coming visual.
You can see the runway.
Reds, greens, blue. And flap approach. And we're going to go down to minimums of 260. We'll just let it auto fly today.
3 mile final runway 28.
Really nice.
Richmond traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo's Baron on a 2 mile final, runway 28 Richmond, and we're going to go mist. And the published mist will take us on a course of 020 out to 3,300 feet.
500.
Okay, 460 for 260, 200 to go. Could land and go final flap, but we're not. We're going to autopilot off, we're going to put everything forward. 300 for 260, 280, and there's our decision altitude. Decision is go missed, so we're going
minimums,
1, 2,
minimums.
3.
500.
Positive rate. Autopilot's re-engaged. Missed approach.
Sydney approach, Tango Romeo, Whiskey descending, flight to flight level 90. Tango Romeo Whiskey approach, g'day, descend 6,000 feet.
Richmond traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echoes in the missed approach. Tracking intercept 020, climbing 3,300, Richmond. Sydney Whiskey Foxtrot Echoes in the missed approach, published missed for Richmond, passing 1,900 for 3,300 and tracking 020.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo approach, re-identified.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, report in the turn back towards Camden. I understand you'll be doing an RNP Whiskey approach there, and will that be via Whiskey Bravo with a sector entry and hold?
Confirm Whiskey Bravo, sector entry and hold, and request 5,400 over to Whiskey Bravo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, will advise when the clearance is available and recommend a left turn to Whiskey Bravo now.
Left turn to Whiskey Bravo now, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Okay, Camden Whiskey Bravo. We're also going to set up a hold here. So we're going to go menu, hold at waypoint, and we're going to look at the hold on the chart. So it's the Camden Whiskey Bravo. It is a inbound of 047. So we set 047 as the inbound. Time 1 minute, and it's a right turn.
You have to put manually.
You can do it manually and turn it, or you can use the automation. It helps to have the automation.
Rescue 206 Sydney.
That programs that in
you
now.
have to put those inbound
Course, yeah, inbound course, yeah.
It doesn't actually have here.
No. It's sort of funny because it's built into the chart, so you think it would know. Maybe there is something that, I don't know.
Rescue 206, expect the RNP runway Wellman Centre approach.
If you look at what it's done,
Foxtrot, and there's
the sanity check
on the track direct to
that.
Waypoint Whiskey Bravo.
So it actually works out the sector entry, and there's the hold. It looks good. It's going to do a teardrop entry. And now we need to get prepared for Camden.
206, report and receipt. Thanks.
And again, we don't want to get too fast. Just keep the speed down a little bit. Otherwise, we'll end up getting there before we've got everything done.
Whiskey Foxtrot, Echo, clearance enter, control area direct to Waypoint Whiskey Bravo, on climb 5,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Cleared to enter controlled airspace on climb 5,000 feet and on QNH 1014, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, and that's direct to Waypoint Whiskey Bravo.
Direct with Camden Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. What we need to be careful of is when we leave controlled airspace, at some point he'll say leaving controlled airspace. Once we leave this,
Whiskey, commence for descent now, thanks, and report passing 9,000 on descent.
The 4,500 step ends. So once we pass out here, it then goes to whatever this is, 7,500 or something.
Tango Romeo Whiskey leaving flight level 110, descending 8.
These guys are closed, cylinder head temperatures are good. Heat's picking up now, we'll back the power off now.
Camden Terminal Information Alpha, expectation approach, runway 24, runway wet. Wind 180 degrees, 10 knots, across the maximum 12 knots. Visibly 8 kilometres in light rain, clouds scattered 2,000, broken 3,000. Temperature 20, QNH 1014. First contact of Camden ground or tower, notify us information Alpha.
Tango Romeo Whiskey, clear to...
What does that mean? Own navigation direct to the Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Direct to Whiskey Bravo, enter. No, GPS is green, Whiskey Bravo is set, and we're turning back to the left, which makes... We need to make sure as we don't end up too low, so somewhere here, see we're leaving that controlled airspace now. That 7,500 is where it starts. So we're going to have to request a climb soon to give it to us. At 20 miles. Once we're 25 miles, we've got 5 miles to go. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, request climb 5,400.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, now observe traffic on climb 5,400.
Climb 5,400, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Break 6832, contact Melbourne Centre 118.5.
Technically, I mean, we're outside of controlled airspace, but he just needs to give us traffic for that. I suppose the point is he wasn't necessarily going to give it to me because I wasn't in controlled airspace. You got to take the action yourself. Otherwise, you end up being below lower safe. It's like a big fail for your IPC. Yeah, that's a big. I think that's a common gotcha.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, turn right heading 1900. It's a short vector for sequencing.
Turn right heading 1900. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. That looks good.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, you sequence for medevac traffic, make a right dig and right turn heading 180.
Right turn 180, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. That's a complete orbit. Oh my goodness. Go down. No point doing it fast.
Yeah. Otherwise, aircraft's gonna go.
Massive loop, yeah. Right turn 180, wow. Medevac. I suppose that's fair enough.
Whiskey Quebec Echo.
Quebec Echo.
Make a Whiskey Quebec Echo, make a right turn for sequencing and check direct to Whiskey Bravo. turn, track direct, Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey Quebec Echo.
Made 0.
And Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, it was my mistake, sorry. You can continue direct to Whiskey Bravo when you're ready.
Continue back to Whiskey Bravo, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. I'll just continue this turn.
Oh, what's the previous instruction
point now,
mistake?
we're at 180. It sounds like it was, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like he made a mistake. It was a pretty massive, it was basically doing orbit in your present position. Which does sometimes happen. I've had that before, but he didn't say that. It was a bit of a strange.
Whiskey Quebec Echo.
Altimeters.
21 go from Richmond, track to Bankstown.
Set 2 times. We're just managing mixtures. We've got nothing to do there. It's already good. Oh, look, we're actually on top of the cloud.
Like I've never been to, but I feel like I'm in Antarctica.
Yes, it does feel like it would be what Antarctica would feel like.
21 clear to leave and re-enter on descent to 5.
Right, so we're 5 miles from the hold, and it's going to fly an entry to the hold for us automatically. It's going to do a teardrop, which is the correct entry for approach angle.
So we don't really have to do OBS or anything.
You don't. No.
Quebec Echo 2005.
You
Now the lowest safe. You cleared the RNP runway 11 centre.
Normally would. When you do your training, you do these holds manually, and you turn the heading, and you do it like that. But
this is automatic.
It's quite a good feature, actually, to just set the holds up. It just takes a lot of the pressure off. It flies the hold irrespective, it manages the wind, so you don't need to keep correcting for the wind all the time. It's good to learn that, but in practice, I think this is just so much better. And you can hold at present position. If you got, if you feel like you need time to process and work out what you're doing, or you're getting behind the plane, you can sit in that hold as long as you need to figure out what you're doing.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, apologies about the extra orbit there. You can report inbound on the approach. I've got no traffic for you.
We'll report inbound, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. I'm going to use VNAV to do the approach. We can't automate these approaches in the Baron or in the Cirrus can do it. It has a +V mode where it can automate, but these can't. So you've got to go either VS, which is what you generally do. You can actually use VNAV to do it. Only to a point though. Only to the final approach. I think it's down to the final approach fix. Yeah, 2250, and then you've got to switch over to VS. You've got to remember to do that, or it'll level you out. And then you've got to put your minimum in of 960 and go down to that.
Does this keep holding, or
it'll hold all day long, yeah. So see how suspend? It's come up to suspend.
Okay. Yeah.
So it'll just sit there now in the hold, and it's flying this leg. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unsuspend when I'm ready to go inbound.
Okay.
So things to do before. So once you go past the Whiskey Bravo, the actual descent point is 3.8 miles from the Whiskey India. So it's after the Whiskey Bravo. But what we'll do, we'll keep our speed down. 152 is the speed for gear and flap. So we'll just keep our speed down so we can basically get the gear and flap out as we're coming into the Whiskey Bravo. And Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is inbound for the RNP.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, no traffic at Whiskey India. Contact the tower 120.1.
Copy traffic, and at Whiskey India, contact the tower 120.1, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Now we're inbound. I'll unsuspend. Now it'll sequence over.
No traffic when ready for
it'll sequence over. I'll keep the speed down. I'll keep getting gear down now. Green. Also get the flap as well. Notice that because it started descending a little bit before 3.8, and I thought, why is that? It's because that's not 3.4. You've got to set the angle right, otherwise it doesn't work. Now we're going down. Camden Tower, Whiskey Foxtrot Echoes the Baron on the RNP, Whiskey India, descending through 4,100, inbound for a missed approach and received Alpha.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, cleared via the RNP report, commencing the published missed approach.
We'll report commencing missed approach. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
21, you cleared the RNP.
Reds, green, 2.
MN 921, climb by the SID
And LNAV on here is what we want to see.
210,000, MN 921.
Ups approach. Speed's coming back a little bit. 1 mile, 2610.
And MN 921.
What I'm going to do now is go over to VS mode.
Macquarie plan that we've activated, isn't it? Not the Dubbo.
That descent going all the way down now to a minimum of 960.
MN 921.
He's letting us go to 960. He didn't say we had to level off earlier. 960's bugged. What we're going to do is we're going to descend to 960, which is our MDA because we've got the local QNH. We're going to hold 960 until we get to the missed approach point. And then at the missed approach point, we're going to go missed. That's what we told him we're going to do. We'll power everything up. We'll clean up the drag, gear and flap, and we'll press the go round button, and then that'll put it into missed approach. And then we'll re-engage the autopilot once we're at a safe altitude. One to go. Okay, autopilot off. Power up.
Qantas 741, climbing flight number 282. Qantas 741.
Zip rate, gears up, flaps up.
MN 921.
And we're going to start our right turn.
Centre, correction departures 123.0, g'day. 123.0, g'day, MN 921.
We can go to nav mode.
Class Charlie above in 5.2 miles.
We can go to level change, that's fine. Our flaps are open.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, have you commenced the missed approach?
Just commence missed approach, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, contact 124.55.
124.55, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Give me much of a chance there. You wanted to know straight away. Yeah, aviate first. Make sure we're doing the right thing, right? So whiskey hold, 9 miles, 27 is our limit. We'll get the power back. You've got to fly the plane first. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is in the missed approach, Camden 2700.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo Centre, identified no traffic to 4,500.
No traffic to 4,500, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. That climb going.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, what's your requested level to Goulburn?
Request 6,000 and direct Goulburn, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, no traffic direct to Goulburn, on climb to 4,500. You can expect further climb shortly.
Copy, we'll go direct Goulburn now, 4,500, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Goulburn, activate. Goulburn, GPS is green. Turning.
Nice view.
It is a nice view, isn't it?
DMC.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, no traffic to 6,000.
6,000, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. We'll keep this up then. And we need to start getting ready for Goulburn. As far as Goulburn, 56 miles, that's a little bit.
Product 258, clear direct to Bankstown, Whiskey.
Decimal 2 Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, g'day. Centre Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is maintaining 6,000.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, g'day, Melbourne Centre. The area QNH is 1016.
1016, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Okay. We've got a short cruise, not long really. What we do for this, so let's just do the brief. So Goldern, GNSS arrival. AWIS is 136.3, 136.3. Might as well see if we can get it.
Humidity 91%. Rainfall last 10 minutes, nil. Goulburn, AWS aerodrome weather. Wind 120 degrees, magnetic 12 knots. QNH 1016 hectopascals. Temperature 13. Cloud scattered 1,400 feet. Cloud overcast 2,700 feet. Visibility 10 kilometers. Dew point 12. Humidity 91%. Rainfall last 10 minutes, nil.
Goulburn Centre 1212, we're already on that. CTAF 12715. 2715, got the weather there. Goulburn NDB, we don't have an ADF here. Final approach course FAF, MDA, we'll go through all that. Airport elevation, say 2200. Coming in on a inbound of 216. So 216 is less than 235, so 4700 is our MSA for 25 miles. Come back to the missed approach after, but let's have a look at this. So it's basically covering a massive sector, and we're coming in over here somewhere. And so what this means is, this is the profile. So basically you can go down to 4,800 from 25 miles. We're still 45 miles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this profile here. So what I do is I'll set up some ATK offsets, so a long track offset. The first one is 2 miles back from the Goulburn NDB. 2 miles back, that's the first constraint. And what I'll do is I'll put in 3,600. That's the height we want to be at that point, Goulburn minus 2 miles. Over descent, now we've got 8 minutes. Next thing I'll do is I'll put in a couple of other points. So I'll put 5 miles for the final approach fix, even though it doesn't actually have an altitude on there. There's no other sort of key points along there, so that's fine. So 5 miles, and it works out what it thinks you'll be at, 4,100. And I go, oh, 4,100 looks a little bit low, and the reason for that, in fact, 3,800, it can be as low as 3,800, so it's okay. But the reason for that is because the angle. It's 1.5, not 3. So if I increase that to 3 degrees now, and then go back up here, now it's 4,600. And now I'm going to be 48, 46, it's above 38, it's fine. There's no real constraints here other than 3,600 at 2 miles, which I've got bugged. Then go down to our minimum. Our minimum, we have the weather, actual aero QNH we have, and we've set and checked, 1016. We're a Cat B 3,400 minimum, so we put that in. $3,400, there it is, and that puts us at 1259 AGL. That'll put us in the cloud, I think, because, well, maybe just under scattered cloud, so maybe we're okay off this approach. So maybe we'll actually get to do this. I was thinking we'd have to go miss, but we might make it. We'll see. Gonna be right on the edge. So finishing that brief then, so that's now all set. We've got a top of descent in 9 minutes, so we've got a little bit of a tiny break to just finish off this. We've got to check these as we come down. That just gives us some guidance as to what our altitude should be. At 1.7, at 2 miles, we should be 3,600. So yeah, it should be about right. What I normally do, it normally undershoots it. So I usually go to about 3.2 degrees to be above. Even though there's no steps to clip here, it looks fine. Ground speed will be about 120, 637 feet a minute. So we'll use VS to descend. Missed approach is basically turn to the west, 270 and climb 4,700. That's it. So we're coming in almost on a westerly heading anyway, so we're just going to make a right turn onto 270 and we're going to climb to 4,700. That's all we're going to do if we have to go missed. If we find ourselves in the cloud, we'll just go to the missed approach point, which is the NDB, and then we'll just go missed. Turn right, 270, climb. What I'll then do is I'll then set up for the RNP, and we'll do the RNP into Goulburn. Centre, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo with the airwork details, Goulburn.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
We'll remain within 25 nautical miles Goulburn, not above 6,000, and ops normal time 0715. Tell me if there's any traffic.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, copied all, and there's no IFR traffic Goulburn, not above 6,000.
Copy, thanks. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. So we've got runway 22. 22 is pretty much going to be where we're coming in. We won't look to do a straight in approach runway 22. What we'll do is we'll fly in. We'll get to our minimum, which will put us, basically we'll look overhead the field. If we're visual, if we're within our circling area, we're visual with the runway threshold, visual with the path to the runway, visual with any obstacles in the circling area, then we'll basically join a left circuit for runway. So we'll just basically fly overhead, kind of join upwind or crosswind, and join a left circuit for runway 22, and to the north is a no circling area, so we can circle to the north anyway. Approach 270, circling approach is what we're hoping for with a touch and go. We'll look out for any birds on the runway after rain and things like that. It could be some birds kind of hanging around, so I've had that issue before.
You had a bird strike.
Yeah, in this, yeah. Parks.
The engine?
Left, yeah. Yeah, left prop. It was slow. It was at idle because I aborted the takeoff. And so luckily I did. It was supposed to be a touch and go. And I had the power in, and then I saw the birds weren't going, so I pulled the power back. And so it was only idling when it hit, so it didn't do any damage. Luckily.
Birds dead, right?
Yeah, the birds were dead. Yeah. Goulburn traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is the Baron. We are currently 13 miles to the northeast at 6,000, about to commence descent, and we're going to be flying the DJ into the circling area before anticipating joining a left circuit.
Vertical track.
Runway 22. Estimating overhead the field, time 37 Goulburn. And Centre Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is top of descent.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, no IFR traffic for descent and airwork.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, thanks. Okay, we'll stay on the CTAF now, 127.15, that looks good. We've got 1016 set twice, and we're ready to start our descent. With the airfield?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. What we'll do now, we'll go to heading mode, and we'll also go to OBS. And what we'll do is we'll turn this on to the V path will go off, that's okay. And we'll just keep us now within the circling area. We have some small out here, so stay under it. 3400 is our circling DA. We're within 2 circling area now, 2.4. We'll go down to 34. The airport is 20, 21, 22. So given that we
minimums
visual now and we're within the circling area, we're going to go down to the actual circuit height because we're visual by day. Visual with the field, visual with the circling area and the path, and visual with any obstacles, and we don't have anything really close by. Some mountains up there. We're going to 32. That's our circuit height. 2715. Goulburn traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is Baron. We are overhead the field at 3,200. We're going to be joining a left circuit for runway 22 for a touch and go Goulburn. So I'll use OBS, so basically what I'll do is I'll set that on 220. What I really should do is check the actual runway. Runway 22 is 216. There it is. I'm going to use heading mode and autopilot for now. There's no need to come out of autopilot too early. Goulburn traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is joining a left crosswind, runway 22 Goulburn. We'll make this a touch and go. Unless something gets on the runway.
Yeah.
After we take off, we'll do a climbing turn, we'll climb basically circling above the airfield and we'll climb back up. Cleared up to 6,000, so we'll climb up to 6,000.
Oh, but it would be very rough.
Yeah. So we're coming up a beam, we've got flap already, we've got gear already, speed's good. Goulburn traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is turning left base, runway 22 for a touch and go, Goulburn.
Center Qantas 996 request.
Right.
996.
Okay, reds, greens, blues, flap and cow flaps are open. It's pushing us, so I need to put that in. Goulburn traffic, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is turning final, runway 22, touch and go, Goulburn. Okay, into the wind, it's identified and up, runway's clear.
Center Qantas 996.
Qantas 996.
Qantas 996, we like the look of flight level 380, request maintainment.
Qantas 996, standby.
Alright, we're going to go back in the cloud again. So we're just going to keep circling. Basically, we'll just get to a safe altitude within the circling area. Within 10 miles, it's 4,600.
Like the, you know, the terrain.
Yeah. And Center, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, airwork complete at Goulburn, tracking for 014 Acme, 6,000 and request 7,000.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, Richard, no IFR traffic Acme, you're on climb to 7,000, you are re-identified.
On climb 7,000, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. That's better, isn't it? Look at that. A small bit of altitude made a big difference. 100 feet was where it was above us.
Nice and smooth.
What's that?
Nice and smooth.
Nice and smooth, yeah. Not like bumping around in the circuit.
Bankstown terminal information Golf. Expect instrument approach. Runway 11 centre for Arbels departures. Left circuit frequency 132.8. Runway 11 right for circuit training. Right circuit frequency 123.6. Runway 11 left. Not available except for taxiing aircraft. Wind 180 degrees 8 knots. Crossing maximum 10. Visibility greater than 10 kilometres. Showers in area. Cloud overcast 1,400. Temperature 17. QNH 1014. First contact. Bankstown ground or tower. My receipts. Information call.
What's this shape?
That's the gliding distance.
Oh, okay.
That's where you're going to get to.
Oh, I see.
You lose both engines.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It depends on the wind and.
Depends on the wind.
Yeah,
it factors in the wind.
Sort of
yep. Yeah, it's not a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Are you going to get your instrument rating again? Renewed?
I
IPC?
actually booked the IPC in October.
Okay.
I couldn't practice.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, it's just
Class Charlie
so
above
busy,
in
and there's so much
7.7
you have to be doing it
miles.
often. If you're not doing it often, I don't know how people can go long periods without doing it and then go flying in conditions like this. It's just...
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, contact Sydney Centre 124.55. G'day.
Sydney Centre 124.55, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, g'day. Centre, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo is maintaining 7,000, approaching top of descent.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, g'day, no traffic for descent. And did you want to do the approach by Raxo or Whiskey Bravo?
do the approach via Whiskey Bravo and from Nolan, if that's okay.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, yeah, that's fine from Nolan to Whiskey Bravo. Request your best speed as long as possible. Your sequence number 1 of 3.
Whiskey Bravo from Nolan, best speed. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, g'day. Once as fast.
So it's better than the other way around.
Yeah. I find with IFR, like it's almost always they want you fast.
Vertical track.
You get in the way.
How did you do your instrument rating?
Did it at Nabair.
Nabair?
Yeah, Nabair. So I did my single engine instrument rating in...
you did single first?
Single first. Yeah, what did I do? Did I do it in the Cirrus? I did it in the Cirrus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's the examiner?
Again?
Examiner. Who was the examiner?
Mitch was my examiner. Yep. And then Fernando examined me for my CPL.
Yeah, I know that one.
And then Mitch examined me again for my multi-engine instrument
IFR.
rating. Yep. Okay, we're descending VPAS green, GPS is green, descending to 5-2, 5-2 safe, mid airway. When we get to Dargy, we can go down to 4-5.
This?
There's a heat strip. That's the only part of the window that's heated. So when you have ice everywhere on the window, you'll see through that. It'd be interesting trying to land just seeing through that, wouldn't it? Whereas the Diamonds and other aircraft, they got the TKS system where it squirts the fluid on the window. So that'll defrost the whole window. I think that's better for the windscreen.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, radar loss safe between yourself and Whiskey Bravo is 2,500. Are you happy to start tracking there now?
A-firm, we'll track to Whiskey Bravo now and down to 2,500 Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo.
What I can actually do now is I can go procedure, activate the approach. What that'll do is that'll take me to the Whiskey Bravo. And 2,500 is the radar lower safe. We're 10 miles from the Whiskey Bravo.
Thank you, Juliet. Charlie, turn left heading 040.
Descending to 2,500. We can pull the chart up. We're on the chart. There's Whiskey Bravo.
I'll get you back. Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, clear the RNP runway 11 centre at Whiskey India, contact the tower 132.8.
Clear the RNP 11 centre at Whiskey India, contact tower 132.8 Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. We've activated the approach. Won't fly the approach vertically, we have to manage the VS. Which will do about 120 knots ideally and 600 feet a minute,
not above
3 degrees. Yeah, we're 2 miles from the Whiskey Bravo. We really will start to slow things down now. Bankstown Tower, Whiskey Foxtrot Echoes Baron. We're Whiskey India 2,500 inbound and received Golf.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, Bankstown Tower, Paul Wayne visual.
Okay, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Whiskey Foxtrot Echoes visual.
Whiskey Foxtrot Echo, runway 11 centre, clear to land.
11 centre, clear to land, Whiskey Foxtrot Echo. Back to Bankstown.
Thank you.